Two times rework is finally here. Gone are the days of this character being dead weight to your team. They're now finally a survivor that can actually do things. Not only that, but Two Time has turned from a regular survivalist into a Sentinel. Today, I'm going to break down Two Time for you, highlighting their playstyle, team role, and how to get the most out of their brand new kit. Starting off, Two Time has 80 HP in their normal form, but 40 in their revived state. This might not seem like a lot, but trust me, it is thanks to how the rest of their kit works. Two Time's main mechanic is their oblation meter, which fills as you get your stabs. Some stabs give more oblation than others, and your goal will be to fill it completely to have your second life as cushioning. The game itself states that Two Time can only gain oblation through stabbing the killer, but stabbing things such as Cool Kids employees or 1x's zombies also fill the meter. Two Time's first ability, Sacrificial Dagger, has Two Time stab forward with what seems to be the fastest stun in the game in terms of startup. In exchange, it has some of the worst range in the game and only stuns from behind. It only has a 30-second cooldown as well. This makes it 10 seconds shorter than Shedletsky and Chance's stun. You actually gain resistance 3 for the duration of the stab, meaning you can use it defensively to avoid taking more damage, or if you want to be more aggressive, it'll help you nullify any damage you would take while going for the stab. A front stab inflicts the killer with helpless and slowness 2 for 2 seconds, and heals you for 10 HP. A backstab stuns the killer for a whopping 4 seconds and heals you for 20 HP instead. Because of the resistance and healing on a stab, don't be afraid to go for one. You'll always want to be aiming for a backstab, but a front stab will still allow you to retreat and can help your teammates gain distance and avoid damage from the killer. Resistance 3 is 60% damage reduction. You do need to leverage that, and it's very safe to do so, especially thanks to the healing. Two Time's second ability, Crouch, is an incredibly important ability at Two Time's disposal that grants Invisibility 3 and Undetectable 1 for 15 seconds on a 50-second cooldown. This allows Two Time to avoid any aura reading effects and makes it harder to see them should you want to hide. However, the main draw of Crouch is actually because it enhances your dagger thrust. Now you lunge forward quite far upon using your dagger. Crouching makes it very easy to go for long-range stabs, especially if they're meant to protect your teammates or third-party a chase. Outside of that, you just want to use this for stealth. Two Time's final ability is Ritual, which has Two Time carve a spawn symbol into the ground. If you die with a full oblation meter, you'll instead be worked back to the spot with 40 HP, all status effects removed, 40 stamina restoration, 2 seconds of invincibility, speed 2 for 6 seconds, and weakness 5 for 12 seconds. The last thing you need to know is how Two Time behaves during Last Man Standing. Firstly, as long as you haven't died once before, you get raised to 110 maximum HP instead and heal 50 points from what you're currently at. As you can see in this clip, I heal from 24 to 74 and then get warped back to my ritual spot. If you get put into Last Man Standing even without a full oblation meter, you'll still get the speed boost and have your maximum HP raised up to 110, as long as you haven't already used your second life. If you're in Last Man Standing without a ritual placed, you'll just get the buffs for where you're currently at on the map with no teleport. If you have full oblation but no ritual spot and it is not Last Man Standing, you will die. And of course, if you activate your second life before Last Man Standing and then get pushed into it, you'll stay at 40 HP and then get no buffs.
And you asked for pizza!
The first thing you're always going to want to do as Two Time is find a good spot for your ritual. It's important you get this set up because, as we just went over, it's a necessary part of your passive outside of Last Man Standing. There's no clear best spot for your ritual marker on any map, and you should instead be placing it based on the killer matchup. Usually, near one end of the map is generally a good idea. Against 1x, you'll definitely be looking for an elevated location to help against its projectiles. Against John Doe, you want to avoid places that can be easily trapped with corrupt energy or digital footprint. Consider things like that when placing your ritual spot. Next, oblation filling. You'll typically fill up your oblation meter off of protection stuns with crouch stabs or punish stabs without the crouch. Keep in mind you can also stab an already stunned killer to get oblation as well, since it scales off of damage. And of course, you can kill summons for oblation meter, and it's absolutely worth killing 1x zombies especially. Even with full oblation obtained, you should still be hunting around and going for stabs and stuns, protecting your team. You're a Sentinel survivor, and you increase your chances of survival more and more by keeping your team alive and keeping them safe. Don't be afraid of taking damage yourself while going for a stun. Resistance 3, as mentioned earlier, is a 60% damage reduction, and thanks to the heal on a successful stab, you'll be able to easily shrug off the majority of damage you take. Finally, because of how Oblation's respawning actually works, if you get put down to 2 people left on a match and the killer would really prefer to save you for last for whatever reason, Two Time can absolutely hover around and comfortably fight until the last breath. Once their teammate dies, Two Time will get dragged to their ritual spot, out of danger, and buffed. Point is, Two Time is a survivor that can very safely take risks during dire situations, and doesn't necessarily need to play for Last Man Standing unless it's just that hopeless. You should be doing your job as a Sentinel as much as you can, protecting your team, going for stuns, and distracting the killer. Now, let's talk about actual specific punish windows. Jason has next to none. You'll primarily want to go for protection or third-party crouch stabs against him as he's incredibly mobile, and Gashing Wound gives him a ton of invincibility if he successfully lands it. Cool Kid also has very hard to punish windows due to his speed and short end lag, with him being able to very easily face you even off of a missed walk speed override. Your easiest window is pizza delivery, but be careful you don't accidentally hit the minions instead. They'll eat up your stun and award you with far less oblation. John Doe's only real window is corrupt energy, but denying corrupt energy is absolutely worth it if you can. 1x has easily the most opportunities and is 2x best matchup in the game, honestly. Mass Infection is highly punishable, but also if a teammate gets hit by Entanglement, 1x's guard will typically drop for an easy stab as well. Even Unstable Eye could be punished if you're fast enough, and 2-time might also be the most efficient zombie killer in the game thanks to their dagger's short cooldown. So, now that we've covered the basic game plan and strategy as 2-time, which is a lurking stunner that can efficiently protect their teammates and deny killer abilities while sustaining themselves, what are 2-time's best teammates? 2-time's most notable teammates are the other 3 Sentinels in the game, Builderman, Noob, and Dusakar. Starting off with the other 3 Sentinels, 2-time is incredible for covering missed stuns or blocks similar to Guest, as well as helping any of the Sentinels extend or drop the chases they're currently a part of. Builderman has his buildings, which can serve as distractions for killers, providing 2-time with an opportunity to backstab them and easily help and ensure a nest is efficiently evacuated. Since 2-time's maximum HP is also pretty small, they're able to take a lot more advantage of the slower heal rate of dispensers, as 2-time has simply less need for healing. Elliot is always a good option, but Elliot should prioritize healing a Sentinel like Guest, who wants to stay on prolonged chases, and his high maximum HP allows him to take far more advantage of Elliot's big burst of instant healing. Noob and Dusakar are both interesting, as both of them also have a lot of distraction potential. Noob's Slate Skin may distract a killer, as well as keep them still, setting up for a backstab and ultimately allowing both Noob and 2-time to escape. As for Dusakar, damage reduction is nice when you have low HP, and Dusakar is a very high value target to many killers, and 2-time likes it when people aren't paying attention to them. It makes their job a lot easier. When you're playing with friends or in a voice chat, the best thing you can do is communicate with your friends and tell them when and where to go. You want people to bring the killer to you as 2-time, so you can easily set up for a sneaky backstab and help them get away or prolong their chase. But what if you're going against 2-time?
Dude! Please! Bro! Stop!
Well, the answer is pretty straightforward, actually. 2-time is generally a low-value target, but their priority will rise each time they stab you, especially if it's a backstab. Denying 2-time's second life is pretty important, as 2-time's self-sustain, higher health pool, and stealth and stunning potential do make them a tougher survivor to go against in Last Man Standing. However, if a 2-time triggers their second life before Last Man Standing, they'll only have 40 HP going into it if you choose them as your last survivor. This was a common strategy against pre-work 2-time, but now it's going to be a lot more uncommon because of how 2-time's second life works. 2-time is going to be similar to Guest, in which 2-time wants you to drop your guard around them so they can use their abilities to prolong their own chase and protect their allies. However, whereas Guest wants to be seen, focused on, and wants you to get angry and swing carelessly at him, 2-time wants the opposite. I'm not saying you need to tunnel every 2-time as soon as you can, because that's absolutely a bad idea. What I am saying is turning your back to 2-time, even for a moment, is extremely punishing if they manage to backstab you, and they get a lot of long-term reward out of it. Your main strategy as killer is going to try and avoid being stabbed by 2-time to prevent the oblation meter from filling up in the first place. The more stabs they get on you or your minions, the more you're probably going to want to kill them before they can get a full meter. However, if the 2-time is missing their stabs or can't stab you in the first place for whatever reason, they're a much lower priority target and you can save them for near the end of the game. Try not to let 2-time get the drop on you, and don't be too afraid of a front stab. Just be sure you don't turn your back for even a few seconds, because some 2-times are already pretty quick on the draw.
Bacon and lettuce and tomatoes and onions and pepper.
So, now we're at the end of the video, and I have 2 more questions to answer. First, do I think this rework makes 2-time a strong survivor? Yes, absolutely. 2-time is a very solid team player now, capable of protecting their teammates and being highly unpredictable for killers to deal with, and extremely hard to pin down in Last Man Standing or once they get their full meter. Second, do I think this rework makes 2-time a fun survivor? Absolutely yes. 2-time might be my new favorite survivor in the game, and I'm definitely going to be playing them a lot more and trying to go for some flashy stabs wherever I can. It's fun, it's satisfying, and it's well made. If you like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with anyone you think would get something out of it. I primarily upload Pillar Chase 2 content, but starting from this video, Forsaken videos will be a consistent part of the channel as long as the game stays fun. Alright, that's about it for this one. See ya.